treehouse was here.
Yes.
And what was the before on the treehouse? Was it relatively?
It was
just
completely unfinished wood.
Okay.
Very rough and rustic looking, almost like an outhouse. And the door was just a solid piece, a galvanized sheeting over it. So I created the rust finish on it and made a Dutch door to make it look a little bit more inviting. So the inspiration at first was a traveling gypsy caravan wagon, and it sort of evolved into this wildflower theme as an homage to Tom Petty. You belong among the wildflowers, and you can see the top hat hanging there too. And it just exploded into this crazy floral fantasy.
So.
One thing I wanted to do is figure out what you would do with a space like this. It's unusual in a house like this to have what is called a mezzanine. The house is large enough to have that. You think of it more as a building, it's the size of a building. And we wanted to make it a little more intimate. The space is large enough to be a second sitting area. And so we actually made it into that in place. Maybe you could be in touch with your kids a little bit. The kids' rooms are actually off of this room. It might be a place to come and sit and read and spend some time with your kids. We don't do that enough. And we kind of think, this is a family house. Let's use it that way. Well, there's a lot of contrast here between the original Reginald Johnson house. What I'm looking at from this perspective are arches with detailed plaster columns, and then in between those are glass railings. The original railings were taken down, and these glass and brass railings are put up. So really, it flows phenomenally. It's a very open and incredible space. It's a nice contrast between the original house and the architecture and today.
Pasadena Showcase House of Design is the annual benefit that raises money for the mission of Pasadena Showcase House for the Arts. And we fund music education and the arts throughout the San Gabriel Valley in Los Angeles. This is our 54th year. We are the longest running showcase house in the US. And they all have something special about them. So each year you'll remember something in particular. We have some really talented people, and it's really nice to, get their viewpoints. I mean, I wouldn't think of a lot of these things that they do, but it's very refreshing, and I feel like I've learned a lot.